Welcome to the IHSA TV network. That is a live look at CEFCU Arena as Byron and Mater Dei are getting ready to play in the 2A championship. One champion already crowned today, another one trying to be crowned. I'm Darius Joshua. She is Lauren Withrow. Byron and Mater Dei getting ready to tip off. What are you looking for as this game gets going?
Byron is going to have their hands full trying to shut down a hot Mater Dei team who is led by their center, Koerkenmeier, who's putting up over 20 points as of late. She's been hot. They're going to have a strong defensive game plan to shut her down.
Yeah, 21 points for the sophomore in that first matchup in the semifinals. Jim Blaney and Mark Linda will take you through the game. We'll see you at halftime.
All right, thank you very much, Darius. And so here we go, Mark. 2A championship game, and Byron only 2 losses on the regular season. One of them to Lincoln, and they beat everybody. But again, Mater Dei with an unbelievable performance by Koerkenmeier in their semifinal game. And if she can duplicate that, then Mater Dei is going to be a handful.
She was so good. She was so efficient. Just a sophomore. She's growing into her age right now, and she is a rising star, no doubt about it. Let's take a look at her and what she can do for her basketball team. Koerkenmeier, 6'5". We've said a rising sophomore. She's off a brilliant 21-point, 12 rebound, double-double in the semifinals. She's very long with great body control. Expect Byron to focus first on taking her game away. She is a game changer on the inside. And Ava Kulchin is a 5'10" first-team All-Stater. She scores at 16.2 points per game and boards it at 5.5. She had a brilliant semifinal with 8 out of 16 shooting, 17 points. She is indeed the Byron key to playing at a championship level, trying to lead her team to a final here today at ISU. Championship basketball coming up next.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by Country Financial. Visit countryfinancial.com to see how they can help you protect and prepare for your future.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and they care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
Would you look at that? I'm in the classroom again. But this time, I can apply these skills to make some money. Lots of money.
You're busy. Like, really busy. You crush it, though. You don't ever clock out. The job just changes. But you wouldn't trade it for anything. Nothing makes you smile quite like their smile. At OSF Healthcare, we want you to be the best you possible, to work on your schedule, and to make your life just a bit easier. We are here for the little things and the big things, and all of life's journey. OSF Healthcare, your life, our mission.
3A championship game. Mater Dei on the left, Byron on the right, greeting at midcourt, exchanging pleasantries and congratulations for getting to this state title game just a few moments ago. And now we are getting set for these two teams to face off on the floor and decide who will get to hoist a banner for a girls 2A state championship. First, a little more on Breese Mater Dei and how they got here to this championship game. Today they get it inside to Koerkenmeier. They'll make it 8 of 12, 16 first half points for Koerkenmeier. Once again, a great feed.
I mean, it's just open.
She's going to get a great pass right there and finish it off. She gets another chance to score.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the court for today's Class 2A State Championship starting lineups presented by OSF Healthcare. OSF Healthcare is the official healthcare sponsor of the IHSA. On the scoreboard, our guests will be the Lady Knights of Breese Mater Dei High School. They enter today's Class 2A State Championship game with a record of 26-7. Their starters include at guard a 5'4" junior, number 2, Avery Trami. At guard a 6-foot sophomore, number 3, Maris Zerlini. At forward a 5'11" senior, number 11, Madison Eversgerd. At forward a 5'11" senior, number 13, Julia Corti. And at center, a 6'5" sophomore, number 33, Alyssa Koerkenmeier. The Lady Knights are coached by Greg Zerlini. In his second year, he has a career record of 45-19.
Colchin with the pull-up in the bank. She averages over 16 a game. Attacking the rim. There's a block by Morton. Game that long three will go down.
Nice flash in the middle there. Beautiful basketball.
Grunstrom to Morton. She get off in time, and she did.
The home team on the scoreboard for today's Class 2A State Championship game will be the Tigers of Byron High School. They enter today's contest with a record of 34-2. Their starters include at guard a 5'8" freshman, number 4, Macy Grohering. At forward a 5'8" senior, number 11, Britton Belskis. At guard, a 5'4" sophomore, number 12, Carson Belskis. At forward, a 5'10" senior, number 13, Ella Grunstrom. And at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 22, Ava Colchin. The Tigers are coached by Eric Yearley. In his 12th year, he has a career record of 288-86.
So here we go with this 3A state final championship game. Starting lineups brought to you by OSF Healthcare. Byron just 2 losses on the season, trying to get that one last step. Let's go to Mark Kruger.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Well, they say defense wins championships, and that's certainly going to be the case here in this 2A state championship game. Take, for example, Byron. In 22 games this season, opponents were held to under 40 points. Meanwhile, for the Lady Knights, 16 games in which opponents were held to under 40 points. So it's certainly going to be 2 very good defensive teams playing tonight. One side note, Jim, for Byron, they are riding a 22-game winning streak. Their last loss coming on December 28th against Lincoln. Lincoln, of course, playing later on tonight against Nazareth for the 3A state title. Let the madness begin, Jim.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Mater Dei trying to silence yet another opponent. Mater Dei with the highest amount of losses of any team playing in 1A or 2A this weekend at 7. But if there's anything about getting hot at the right time, it's in basketball tournaments at this time of year. And Mater Dei will turn it over on their first possession of the game.
2-3 extended zone. We did not get a chance to see how Byron would go ahead and game plan against Koerkenmeier, who had a huge game in the semifinals.
Macy Grow-Herring brings it up and fired into the corner, and now cross court. This is Carson Belskis. Feet on the corner of the lane. Ava Kulchin passed up a shot. Ella Grundstrom got it back to Kulchin, and that'll be a foul on Alyssa Koerkenmeier to start off the game. Craig Zerlini is the head coach for Mater Dei, and his daughter is on the floor. One of the guards who handles the basketball a lot, Maris, number 3. Three-pointer to get things started off. That won't go. Koerkenmeier able to come away with the rebound. Here's something interesting about Koerkenmeier, Mark. Her average, 8.2 per game, and that includes the 21-point performance against Notre Dame.
Yeah, she shot.
So the question is, was that an outlier performance, or as a sophomore, is she starting to figure it out?
Yeah, she shot just brilliantly on the inside. 10 out of 16 for those points, had 12 rebounds, and we shall see very early the defensive scheme that she has against her.
Foul, by the way, was on Britton Belskis for Byron. And then it's taken away by Carson Belskis. Belskis looking at 3 blue shirts in front of her, so can't go to the basket. Grundstrom to the turnaround for Kulchin. She misses. Britton Belskis there for the rebound. Put it up high off the glass, and it wouldn't go. And the rebound was pulled down by Madison Eversgerd, who got injured early in the game against Notre Dame. Only played about a minute and a half. Long cross-court pass. Feed into the post, and not a bucket, but a foul. And Koerkenmeier will go to the line. Eric Yearley trying to get Byron back to the top podium of the state championship for the first time since 2017. They won back-to-back, 16 and 17.
Yeah, he teaches strength and conditioning at the school. He's a Spring Valley Hall 1998 graduate.
Now, Koerkenmeier is only a 56% free throw shooter. And right away, Eric Yearley goes to the bench, and he is going to bring in Malia Morton. Koerkenmeier able to make the second of the 2 free throws, so that gives Mater Dei a 1-point lead. From the corner, little ball fake by Macy Grow-Herring, and then Koerkenmeier comes up with the block. Battle of 2 underclassmen there. Macy Grow-Herring, just a freshman. Koerkenmeier holds it up high, got rid of it. 3-pointer on the way, and that one's knocked in by Julia Corti, the senior.
Julia had a great job defensively the other day, but gets a 3-ball there, high post, inside out pass.
Here are the ISU keys to the game. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Well, Mater Dei got to live in the line. They had 25 free throw attempts the other day. They got to be aggressive to the goal. Offensive glass, they need extra opportunities. And for Byron, 1st to 50. Can they get their running game going to get this score in the 50s? Ball security. They had 24 turnovers the other day. Can't do that in the championship.
Mater Dei looked like they did a great job at getting back and preventing Macy Grow-Herring from going to the bucket, but she stayed with it. She goes to the basket. Foul on Trummy. Bucket for Grow-Herring, and a 72% free throw shooter now on the line.
Talk about a freshman phenom. Look at her breaking ankle there. She takes the bump, gets pushed away. Averaging 14 in a game, had 8 points in the semifinals in the 3rd quarter alone.
Mater Dei up by a pair. We've played 2.25 minutes here in this 3A championship game. Up high, Koerkenmeier passes out. Corti puts it into the corner, and Trami had it knocked away for a moment. Zerlini back to Trami. Trami goes in, finds a spot, pops and hits.
Trami, a really good job. She looked inside, saw nothing go, and put the ball on the deck with her left hand, able to square up in traffic.
Grow-Herring feeds Kulchin in the post, and she'll score.
Nice job, Grow-Herring, the freshman. We just talked about her scoring. Pass away from the defense, led her teammate into the lane where the All-Stater Kulchin could score it off the glass.
And that was tipped out by Malia Morton, so Mater Dei will keep the basketball. First substitution for Mater Dei as Amelia Beer, who had a huge semifinal game with 19 against Notre Dame, checks into the game as Eversgerd goes out.
This Mater Dei team has beaten some good schools. Edwardsville, Freeburg, Breese Central, Highland, Muskota beating some larger schools.
And that will be an assist for Zerlini and a bucket for Koerkenmeier. Down to the other end quickly. Kulchin goes up with it. And coming away with the rebound is Trami, and she'll walk it up.
Really good job by Koerkenmeier walling up, not trying to block a shot, but just disrupting and taking a little bit of rim protection without fouling.
Baseline drive. Zerlini pulls up, hit the front of the rim. Koerkenmeier with the rebound. Put it back for Trami. Down the lane. Finger roll underneath. Couldn't get it to go. And the rebound by Grunstrom. Moves it up the floor quickly. Macy Grow-Herring goes up. Couldn't hit. Kulchin there for the rebound. Had her shot blocked out of bounds by Corti.
Well, you can see Byron being very intentional, trying to push the basketball on the open floor. Yes, they like to run. Yes, they like to run, but I'm going to tell you, they want to have Koerkenmeier go up and down this 94 feet as much as they can and try to wear her on the big sophomore.
4-point lead for Mater Dei. Byron with the basketball. Grow-Herring into the corner. Morton pass into the lane. Beautiful feed. Wonderful finish by Ella Grunstrom, and a timeout called by Craig Zerlini.
Great cut from the weak side to the ball side, and in stride catches that ball like a receiver, is able to finish at the point of attack.
Tight early. 2-point lead for Mater Dei.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. And by ISU. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Attract a wide variety of birds with Enchanted Garden Birdseed. Available in many high-quality seed types and blends. A 20-pound bag of sunflower seeds is $14.99 after 11% rebate. Brighten up your home inside and out with recessed lighting. Ultra-thin canless downlights are easily installed without the need for a traditional recessed housing. Get an ultra-thin recessed Sylvania light for just $19.98 after 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
There are more than 20,000 ways to experience Illinois State.
Hey, what's up? You ready to go to class?
What kind of Redbird will you be? Hi! Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
The IHSA Girls Basketball State Finals are presented by OSF Healthcare and Country Financial. One more time, Mark. My favorite part of the whole deal right here.
Here you go, Mr. Cartography Major.
We go to the maps one more time. Byron, North Central Illinois. Straight shot right down the middle of the state to get here to CEFCU Arena in Normal. Meanwhile, coming from the other direction, more or less, Breese Mater Dei High School. From between St. Louis and I-57. They pretty much come straight north. And I'm a big fan of open street map contributors. Love that. That's awesome.
From the north to the south, they meet here for a title.
For a state championship in 2A. Trying to join Oakville as a state champion in the year 2023.
Like this matchup, Grow-Herring on Trami right there. Two really solid decision-making point guards.
Trami to the base. That was a great pass. That had to go a long way through a little bit of traffic. And a traveling violation on Mater Dei. 4 turnovers for Mater Dei. Byron a chance to take the lead if they knock in a 3. And neither one of these teams shoot and make a lot of threes. We saw one from Corti earlier. That's kind of a rare occurrence. Turnover at midcourt. Down the lane, and Amelia Beer able to pick up right where she left off in the semifinal game. The freshman has her first 2 of the night. Other end, very quickly, Kulchin shoots and misses. And that one off the hands of Morton and over the side. You know, a thought just struck me, Mark, after all the games we've seen where the ball's going up and down the floor fairly quickly, Mater Dei will walk it up on you and take their time and get set. They're probably the most deliberate team of all the teams we've seen so far.
Yeah, they want to get in their half-court set.
And that was a bad spot for Koerkenmeier to get the basketball. She was behind the backboard, could do nothing with it, and had to pass out. Ella Grunstrom up the floor, trying to find her way to the basket, pulls up, blocked shot. That was blocked by Mara Serlini. Already 3 blocks from Mater Dei, and count the bucket, and going to the line is Amelia Beer.
Well, she went coast to coast, played through contact there. Beer with the finish and the foul. She'll go to the line. Really nice job. There's the block started. Defense into offense, and then coast to coast.
Foul was on Malia Morton. And we are combined 1 for 4 from the foul line in this game so far. We have seen the foul shooters have trouble getting going early, and that's Koerkenmeier with another block, and that time it came on Macy Groherring. Or excuse me, that was Kulchin.
Koerkenmeier's length is a factor not only when she blocks shots, but when she alters shots and just her presence in the inside.
Grunstrom couldn't hit. And now Mater Dei will bring it up the floor with 2:20 to go and owning a 6-point lead.
Boy, does Tromby fill her role extremely well, knows the pace that her coaching staff wants her to play.
And that entry pass was errant, but it was errant because it was tipped. Breese Mater Dei will keep it.
Craig Zerlini up off the bench, calling this baseline out of bounds play. He wants a line. You should see maybe a jump shot at the top out of this.
And if you don't know what to do with it, just throw it up high to Koerkenmeier. That's basically how they got it in that time. Tromby double teamed. Kick save and a beauty that time by Ava Kulchin.
That's just to our right, and that's your worst fear, that monitor is going to come right down on all your notes.
I have a system here that after 2 days, I finally got myself a little more room. But if the ball comes my way, I am going to have to get my hands up very quickly, or I'll be wearing a, what's that, a 20-inch monitor?
And Nick Pinto will have to call play-by-play for a few minutes while you regroup.
Yes. Serlini put it into the lane. I think her pass got tipped. It ended up in the hands of Grunstrom. Here comes Kulchin. Spin move, left hand and in.
How about that? Off the bounce, right hand into her left hand, and then up off the glass. You can tell how she scores the basketball at 16.2 a game. The All-Star is a 4-year starter.
Avery Tromby looking inside, and Byron doing a nice job of collapsing on Koerkenmeier and not allowing that entry pass. Minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. Amelia Beer split the defense and was able to get a foul. This might be on Carson Belskis. It is. Third team foul on Byron. And Lily Butler checking into the game now for Mara Serlini.
They got to get Koerkenmeier a touch. I didn't say a shot, but she's got to get a touch here. So when the defense collapses, they can play off her. She goes inside out. There's the force inside. Really good job.
Great pass. Koerkenmeier, you see, she has a defender in front and a defender on back. The pass has got to be accurate, and it was, and resulted in 2 points. Morton moves it quickly. Groherring got rid of it. Grunstrom three-pointer, that'll be short. And the rebound by Corti.
How about the fundamental checkout by Corti there? Boxing out, making sure you get the basketball first before you try to run with it.
Knocked away from behind. Grunstrom in the open floor. Kulchin dribbled it off her foot and turned it over. Back and forth we go. Amelia Beer comes down with it. 44 seconds to go. Koerkenmeier missed the first one, got the second one.
There she goes, fouled her own shot, hit the feet and went right back up.
On the other end of the floor, it was knocked away from Kulchin. Carson Belskis into the lane, lost control, and that's a key foul because Koerkenmeier, the ball had already come out, and Koerkenmeier had turned her head. But let me check all that because she's not going to get charged with the foul. It's Corti. That would have been a really, really bad way to pick up a second foul.
Here's a drive to the bucket. The split in the defense.
Right, it was on Corti, my bad.
A little bit of blocking foul. Byron right now 4 out of 16. They need a bucket here to end things, get back in this basketball game.
But even with the one foul, Koerkenmeier taken out of the game here in the final 30 seconds of the first quarter to make sure she doesn't pick up number 2 on defense.
Yes, and get an extra 45 seconds of rest. Really good timeout.
Macy Grow-Herring drives to the basket, up off the glass, didn't go. 2 seconds left, and Mater Dei will just let the time run out because they have the lead at the end of the first quarter. Doubling up Byron. Mater Dei 16, Byron 8 at the end of one quarter in this IHSA Girls 2A Championship game.
This is the great state where you'll find
And welcome back to this Class 2A state championship game. Mater Dei leading Byron here at the end of the first quarter by a score of 16-8. Mark Kruger with you. Take a look here. This is Byron's Ava Kulchin. She is a senior, first-team All-Stater, what a valuable athlete, what a valuable basketball player, a 4-year starter at Byron. Her head coach, Coach Yearley, said her senior leadership has been so valuable for us this year. Ava, she was asked about her personal goals earlier this year. Her response was, quote, "My personal goal is to have the best team success that we can have." Now, Jim and Mark, she's not going to play in college. She's going to Auburn, and she's going to study applied mathematics and actuarial science. Someone I want on my team, Jim and Mark.
Yeah, I mean, just like Mark and I did when we were in college. Koerkenmeier gets a bucket, and Ava Kulchin was part of the golf team at Byron that advanced to the sectionals back in the fall.
3-sport athlete, 4.26 GPA she'll take to Auburn.
It is amazing the job that the SEC schools are doing to leverage football to attract the popularity of the football programs and the national profile to attract top-level students from all over the country. University of Alabama's been aggressive with that, University of Mississippi, so you see a lot of kids from the Midwest going to those SEC schools as those schools try to raise their academic profiles. Lily Butler traveled with the basketball and turned it over.
That's Mater Dei's 7th turnover. 7 turnovers. They had 16 yesterday. That's usually not the recipe to win a semifinal game and be leading in the state tournament. They're going to have to clean up their ball handling just a bit. Byron's 8 points, all in the paint so far. They got to play in attack mode against Koerkenmeier right now.
Maris Zerlini checked back into the game for Mater Dei. Ella Grunstrom with the basketball, threw it into the lane, turned it over. Avery Trami down the court, and just scoops it in underhand, and it'll go to the line and one.
I love her decision making. She knows how to handle the basketball. She knows how to make decisions in the open floor. A good decision there, averages 8.5. Can dish the ball with the best of them. Takes the contact, plays through the contact, takes the bump and the bucket.
She has such a casual look to her when she is on the court, and it's just amazing to watch her play.
You know, Lady Knights have 7 losses. They've lost to Oakville twice. Oakville, the state champions.
Right.
And they also had a loss to O'Fallon, who Oakville beat. So how about this? Oakville could have a win over the 4A potential state championship and a win over the potential 2A or 1A state championship.
Eric Yearley calls a timeout, and, well, I guess we can say this, is that the Byron girls have been playing basketball together for a long, long time. And we're going to show you a picture of when they were back in 6th grade, which for the seniors, that was 6 years ago. So they've been at this for a while.
And this was in their state finals picture when they were here watching and dreaming of being here. And there's a picture that that dream became a reality. So I'm sure they're going to try to reenact that picture before they leave here today. And there's probably a group of 6th graders right now that are going to get together and say, we want to be there our senior year.
If that was the 6th graders then, seniors now, that would have been the 2017 state finals. Will that picture become as famous as the Abbey Road album cover for the Beatles? Three-pointer, Carson Belskis, little long, and Morton came flying in for the rebound, got a hand on it, but couldn't corral it.
And Malia Morton, a freshman, they play 3 freshmen in their rotation. You know, the starter would be Grohering. They bring Green and Morton off the bench as freshmen.
Another block for Koerkenmeier. 4 that I can think of. 6 for the team. Nick Pinto confirms that my memory is still pretty decent. And we get a foul.
Lots of rim protection, cut to the basket. And you got a 6'5" super soft right there. Did a great job staying vertical using her left hand. Did not come across the body. That's why she was able to do that without fouling. Get the block shot.
And that'll be a traveling call, so the ball will go back to Mater Dei.
Mater Dei, 20 points to the board, but they've more importantly helped Byron to 8. Just defense stifling.
And that's what I'm talking about with the passing is when you throw it into the post, you really have to make sure you get it up high. That pass didn't come in high enough to take advantage, especially when Koerkenmeier gets her arms extended. Nobody's going to get that basketball but her.
Yeah, you don't want to throw it to your teammate. You want to throw it away from the defense. Let your teammate go get it.
Trami misses, Koerkenmeier there to clean up the rebound. Now the question I had posed, Mark, is she only averages 8 a game. She's been coming on strong. So would she go back to the mean, or would she continue to pour it on? She's poured it on. She now has 11, and that was a 3-pointer by Macy Grohering.
And once again, what she did on the other end before Grohering's stream was keep the ball up above her head. Really well coached like that. Don't bring it down.
And don't bring it down. That's the other half of it. That's a 3-pointer rattled in by Zerlini.
And there's a double down the post, and Zerlini's what I call relocates. That's change her spot on the floor, get her feet set, and takes the inside out 3.
And now the scoring's starting to heat up as Ella Grunstrom gets a little runner to go. The lead is 12, though, for Mater Dei with 5:13 remaining in the second quarter.
Grunstrom, another 4-year starter, so these young ladies have been around the block with their basketball prowess.
Long cross-court pass right on the money. Zerlini feeds the post, comes back out. They're just trying to get an open 3. They finally get it from Zerlini, and she had it rattle in and out. Grunstrom with the rebound.
Really nice offensive set. 4 or 5 touches, ball reversal. Just couldn't get the open one to go down, but good offense.
Grunstrom. Carson Belskis fakes the 3, and then Amelia Beer can't believe that she leaned in and got the foul there.
So what you have right there with Koerkenmeier being 6'5", whoever she is guarding, you want to make her guard somebody that can shoot the basketball from the perimeter, try to pull her away from the bucket.
Corner of the lane, Ava Kulchin turns into the lane, and yeah, you know what? There's just not a lot you can do there. You make the fake and you turn, and then Koerkenmeier comes over to her right, and you don't see anything other than powder blue. And you know you can't shoot it, and by that time you're back down on the floor.
Yeah, length can beat you in a myriad of ways. Yes, there are blocks, but yes, there's just the presence.
Another steal for Grunstrom. Comes up the floor, bounce pass a little bit behind Kulchin. She missed the shot. Got her own rebound, left-hander, wouldn't go. Got her own rebound again. Grow-Herring for three, online and in.
Check it out, Grow-Herring with the finish, but it was a relentless pursuit of the basketball by Kulchin that kept that alive.
Grow-Herring is the leading three-point shooter for Byron, 31 on the year now. Koerkenmeier in the post, double-teamed, passed out of it. Beer was open for a three, passed it up. And Zerlini got fouled by Carson Belskis. That's her second.
Well, Kulchin just with a flurry right there of great basketball. Hustle on the inside by 22. Or Byron creating a shot for Grow-Herring as we go to break, because that was a really good flurry of playing incredibly hard on the inside. Let's set up that three ball.
This is the great state where you'll find hearts bigger, beating truer, and always wide open. Country miles with never-ending pride, virtues and values, and colors that run deep. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we were born and raised in the land of Lincoln. And like you, we'll always be here, standing for all. Blue Cross and Blue Shield, nationwide strong, Illinois born.
From the days of the one-room schoolhouse, public schools have always been the heart of our community. It's where our students learn and are inspired to dream big, where we cheer on our teams under Friday night lights, and where parents, teachers, students, and loved ones come together as one. Now, more than ever, our public schools unite us. This message is brought to you by the Illinois Education Association, IEA, because we are stronger, united.
Welcome in, Darius Joshua and Lauren Withrow here for you. It is a 25-16 lead for Mater Dei here, and obviously they're using their biggest advantage to their advantage.
Mater Dei is doing a great job finding center Alyssa Koerkenmeier down in the paint. She's totally dominant. Her presence is known. She's 6'5". She's got more length than anybody out there. She's also doing a great job on the defensive side of the ball right now. 4 blocks. Byron really needs to find a way to shut her down as a scoring option and to work around her on offense as well.
11.6 rebounds for the sophomore. We'll take you through the halftime, but for now, for the rest of the first half, we'll send it to Jim and Mark.
Darius and Lauren, thank you very much. Time now for the Menards play of the game. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. You can get cinder blocks at Menards, Mark. You can get a lot of blocks from Alyssa Koerkenmeier.
Well, you try to dribble the ball into the paint, and there's a big block shot person on the middle in Koerkenmeier. She can change a game offensively. She can change a game with her blocks, and a nice finish there down the floor. But no, rejection overruled.
In just 12 minutes of play, Alyssa Koerkenmeier is now 1 block away from tying the record for most blocks in a 2A championship game. And she's going to get a chance to go to the line here. The record is held by Courtney Lindfors, and this is how long ago it was. The school that Courtney Lindfors played for isn't even open anymore. Driscoll Catholic, that was back in '09.
It's crazy, her ability to change a game. Really nice passes, something you alluded to, Jim, about getting the ball up. Amelia Beer threw that ball up, and going up to get it at its highest point was Koerkenmeier. So the fundamentals are really well taught by Craig Zerlini and his staff.
Carson Belskis has to come out of the game because that was her 3rd foul. Now, also another thing, too, Koerkenmeier already has 7 rebounds. She's already in double digits for points. I know it's really early, but she's on track. She could potentially end up with a triple-double out of this today. Long cross-court pass. Malia Morton puts one up, didn't get it to go. There's another rebound for Koerkenmeier.
And she outlets the ball. You know who she's looking for? She's looking for Trami. She couldn't find her, but Trami ultimately gets the ball back and initiates this offense.
Trami and Zerlini are just wonderful to watch. Oh, don't hit the monitor. If we would have had a bigger bounce, we would have had some problems.
You know, Mater Dei, they won in the semifinal 61-54 against Quincy Notre Dame. That avenged a loss. Quincy Notre Dame had beaten them early in the season.
Zerlini picked up her dribble, swung it around. Trami, whoops, that was a great attempt at a skate save by Groherring there. Underneath, Amelia Beer got free, couldn't hit. Koerkenmeier with a rebound and a basket.
Smile, young lady. You're having an afternoon that you will remember. Very businesslike. I saw her in the media room after their win the other day. Just totally soft-spoken. And all she did was talk about her teammates.
Right. And it's very interesting to watch the players in the media room because on the court, you really can't tell the upperclassmen and the underclassmen. But when they get to the media table, the underclassmen defer to the older players. And it's really a pretty interesting dynamic to watch. Macy Groherring sat there the other day. She was relatively quiet in the Byron post-game press conference.
Grunstrom's got to be able to hit a couple jump shots because that who Koerkenmeier is quote-unquote guarding, even though Koerkenmeier is guarding the basket. If she hits a couple jump shots, Koerkenmeier will have to come out and guard her and respect the jumper.
By the way, as far as interviews, you want to go to Ella Grunstrom from Byron. She's very interesting to listen to. Koerkenmeier up high, didn't get the bucket, but that's going to be a foul on Kulchin.
When we take a look at that, Kulchin is 5'10". We talked about her being an all-state player, a three-sport athlete. So that's pretty good size, right? But she is just overmatched by 7 inches on the inside against Koerkenmeier.
Koerkenmeier 1 of 5, though, from the foul line. And as a sophomore, that's one of the things she will need to do to grow her game is she's going to get a lot of opportunities on the foul line, and she can just put up unbelievable numbers when she becomes a better free throw shooter. But that's teachable. That you can learn that.
She was 9 out of 13 in the semifinal in the first half. She's 6 out of 8 now. That's pretty good field goal shooting from point-blank range.
Mater Dei up by 12. Groherring from the corner didn't get it. What a rebound by Morton. She had 2 players from Mater Dei right next to her and got the rebound anyway. And Kulchin gets the pass and knocks one in.
Good flash from the weak side. Kulchin, the recognition, the nice pass on the inside by Morton. Byron got a badly needed bucket.
We may have our 3rd consecutive half of basketball this morning where we don't get a team into the bonus. Minute 11 to go here in the second quarter. Zerlini drove and then backed out. Amelia Beer, ball faking a drive, splits the defense, and yeah, she came back down onto the floor before she got rid of the basketball.
Ava Kulchin's been very active all day long. She's had a tough job from field goal standpoint, just 3 out of 11. But she got her team on the board last time down. Let's see if they play through her once again at this end of the floor.
Byron down by 10. They'd love to get this thing to a single-digit deficit before the half. Grunstrom, Groherring, drives, kicked it back out. Grunstrom open for a 3, got it. That's a huge bucket.
That's exactly what I talked about. Grunstrom, if she can hit 1 or 2 of those, then Koerkenmeier's got to respect it more and maybe pull her away from the basket.
Koerkenmeier got the feed, and she answers on the other end. Koerkenmeier with 16 in the opening half.
Great high-low, no backside help when the ball's in the high post. Good recognition by Mater Dei.
3-pointer, and that one's good. Bryn Green, the freshman, knocks one in.
It's raining 3 at that end right now, trying to get back into the basketball game. Byron fans on their feet. Last shot here, Mater Dei.
Can Byron get a stop and be down by 6 at the half? Knocked away, Groherring, or make that Kulchin. Couldn't quite find the handle on it, or she would have been gone. 4.5 left.
Look at a double-triple team on the inside.
Tipped away by Groherring. Corti feeds Beer. Beer with time running down. Put it up. No shot. Does not count. Does not count. The shot came after the buzzer. Mater Dei has the lead, but Byron with a couple of 3-pointers at the tail end of that quarter, able to cut it to a 6-point deficit at halftime. We are having a discussion amongst the officials at midcourt, but it doesn't look like they are going to change that call. Let's take a look at it.
We get the visual.
And watch the clock at the top, and
you freeze it at release.
That's good call.
Yep.
Proper call. Let's go to Mark Kruger.
Jim, thank you. Craig Zerlini, the head coach of Mater Dei, having a 6-point advantage here at the break. Talk about the effort and the execution from your ball club in that first half.
We're doing okay. We're struggling a little bit with the pressure, which we expected. We're just not executing to that extent. Had a couple lapses here in the past, 2 or 3 possessions on defense, but overall I'm pleased so far.
Doing a good job of getting it down to Alyssa, aren't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, we got to do a better job, though.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, Jim, back over to you.
All right, Mark Kruger, thank you very much. Halftime. Halfway home to crowning a 2A state champion. And it's Mater Dei leading Byron 30-24 at the break.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by LiUNA, Careers in Construction. Feel the power. For more information, visit liunacareers.org.
Would you look at that? I'm in the classroom again. But this time, I can apply these skills to make some money. Lots of money.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student-athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
Fantastic fury heading into the halftime from Byron makes it a 6-point game at half. I'm Darius Joshua. She is Lauren Withrow. The 2A final has been pretty exciting so far. Let's get right to the highlights of the action. Go late in the first quarter. Mater Dei up 6 to get it to their big player down low. Mia Beer to Alyssa Koerkenmeier. Misses, but gets her own rebound and gets the putback. Moving on to the second quarter, 8-point game. Beer again looking down low. Sounds like a good offensive strategy. Koerkenmeier gets that layup to fall. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks for the sophomore. Late in the second, a fury of three-pointers changes this game heading into the half. Brady Green, the freshman, her 7th three all year, makes it a 6-point game. It's 30-24 at halftime. Mater Dei with the lead. Now the Knights, of course, are using their tallest player to their biggest advantage in the first half, Lauren.
Center Alyssa Koerkenmeier is playing lights out right now. She's really doing it all. She's getting it done offensively. She's grabbing her own rebounds if she does miss a shot. She's grabbing defensive boards. She's got blocks. She's playing really patient and staying in plays until they're all the way done. She'd have 20 points right now if she didn't miss 4 free throws. They're going to keep looking to her inside. Byron has to step up the defense on the inside.
Yeah, Mater Dei was leading by double digits, but a couple of threes making it a single-digit game heading into the halftime. We'll have much more to come here as Mater Dei leads Byron by 6 at halftime. 2A All-State players getting honored there on the court. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're about 1.5 way through the day. 2 more finals to come later on. We'll zero in on that 3A final between Nazareth and Lincoln. 45 points from Chloe Frobe yesterday. Of course, she's probably at the top of the scouting report for Nazareth.
Guard Chloe Frobe can do it all. She can score at all 3 levels. She's got great speed. She's got a high motor. Nazareth's really going to have to dig deep in their defense to shut her down, especially as a lower scoring team.
Yeah, she was the 13th player in IHSA history to reach 1,000 points in a single season. That should be an exciting game. We'll have the second half of this one coming up in a little bit. Ella Grunstrom getting to the rim. She's got 7 points in the first half. Her Byron Tigers trail by at halftime. We'll be right back.
Now's the time to save on big projects. Hurry into Menards for 11% off everything. Get 11% off easy flooring updates for your home. Find your style and save 11% on Patriot Lighting. Transform your home with 11% off new Mastercraft doors. Or go even bigger and get 11% off a new kitchen. Don't miss out. There's no limit to what you can save with 11% off everything at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
What is a legacy? It's the difference you make measured by the lives you change. It's imagining new possibilities for our future and unlocking the mysteries of our past. It's learning and teaching. It's how life shapes you and how you shape life. A legacy is the mark you leave on the world. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
From the days of the one-room schoolhouse, public schools have always been the heart of our community. It's where our students learn and are inspired to dream big, where we cheer on our teams under Friday night lights, and where parents, teachers, students, and loved ones come together as one. Now, more than ever, our public schools unite us. This message is brought to you by the Illinois Education Association, IEA, because we are stronger united.
For extraordinary moments in life, you should never have to settle for ordinary healthcare coverage. That's why at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, we put the extra in our plans. Extra me time to catch up on your faves, with telehealth visits included. Extra peace of mind, knowing a nurse line is here 24/7 for those unexpected moments. Visit us at bcbsilextra.com to enroll. Because extraordinary coverage should come with extraordinary extras.
Welcome back. The halftime stats are brought to you by Lyona. Start your career in construction today at lyonacareers.org. 6-point lead for the Knights over the Tigers here at halftime. Lauren, what sticks out to you about these halftime stats?
Byron's taking a lot of shots. They've got more field goals than Mater Dei and double the offensive rebounds, so the chances are there. But the Tigers are shooting at just a 31% clip. That's the difference maker. Got to take better shots.
See if that fury of three-pointers at the end of the half fuels their offense into the second half. 6-point lead for the Knights. Alyssa Koerkenmeier leading the way. She had 16 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks. Had a double-double in the semis, almost there in this game. Jim and Mark have you in the second half.
Want a great career? Join the Carpenters Union and be part of the next generation building our communities. With the Carpenters Union Career Connections program, high school students get a head start on the industry's leading curriculum. Learn the latest in construction technology and the many skilled crafts the Carpenters Union represents. Plus, earn as you learn. Receive a nice paycheck, health insurance benefits, and best of all, no college debt. Ask your school district to participate in the Career Connections program and get started on your future.
Halftime of this 2A championship game, Breese Mater Dei leading Byron 30-24. Jim Blaney back along with Mark Lindo, Alyssa Koerkenmeier. The story of that opening half for Mater Dei sets a 2A title game record for blocks in a game in just a half of action. She had 5 blocks in that opening half.
She is so long, she has so much length, and she's so unassuming. But I'll tell you what, they have to make a decision. Are they going to go after her and try to get her in foul trouble, or are they going to be able to hit, some jump shots and bring her away? She's 16 out of 22 in her 2 first halves here at Bloomington Normal shooting the basketball. So no doubt, there's her length on the blocking part. There's a high-low pass. She is so good at that. She's so selfless. She can shoot it. She can score it. She can rebound it. A little bit of everything, and she can block it. So multifaceted, multi-talented player she is, and extremely well coached for the young age that she is, just a super sophomore that she is. Watch her look for the outlet, and then just cleaning up on the weak side, keeping the ball above her head. And never a smile. She just goes about her business.
Alyssa Koerkenmeier made 6 field goals in that second quarter and assisted on 1 other. And so she basically had a hand in almost everything that Mater Dei did. Now, here's a question for you, Coach. From the foul line, she was 2 out of 6. So, to defend her, do you tell your girls, like, look, foul her. Send her do not let her shoot the basketball. You've got plenty of fouls to use. Is that the strategy that might be more effective?
Well, actually, yeah, you're exactly right. You don't want to just give her lay-ins. So if she has the ball deep in the position, go ahead and foul her. But before she can shoot the basketball, and if you do foul her in that situation, she might only get 1 instead of 2 on the layup, 1 from the free throw line.
Zerlini passed it up from the top of the key, and now Corti feeds it inside. Amelia Beer, a little 8-foot runner that goes. Amelia Beer with 6. Kulchin into the lane, going around Koerkenmeier, and there's another block.
The block party continues.
New 2A title game record in blocks.
So we talked about the matchup change on the inside. They've gone to a little bit of zone, and watch them pack it in. They're really packing it in against Koerkenmeier right now.
There's the pass, nice and high. Didn't bring the ball down. Beer underneath, a little strong. Britton Belskis with the rebound. Here comes Ella Grunstrom. Boy, Kulchin had some room to operate there. Kind of surprised she didn't at least make a feint into the defense.
Yeah, well, Koerkenmeier is quote-unquote guarding her. She's like 10 feet off her. That's why it's so important that Kulchin can hit something from the perimeter.
Byron being very deliberate on this possession, working it out a long way away from the basket. So another thing you might want to do is try and keep the ball out, draw Koerkenmeier out, or at least make her run a little bit. Kulkin, fake, got free for a moment, and then had to give it back to Carson Belskis.
And that was really good because they got help on Kulkin when Koerkenmeier didn't come back outside.
Belskis drove, couldn't hit the shot. Kulchin the rebound. That's block number 6. And remember, there's a possibility of a triple-double working here, too, for Koerkenmeier. Nice job of moving in and getting a shot off by Trami. She couldn't hit, however. And then the rebound and the stick back by Corti.
Corti just hanging on the weak side. Good offense. The rebounders play angles, know where the basketball is going to be missed. She was there unchecked. Goes ahead and gets a stick back. Second chance points. Mater Dei's extended their lead.
Mater Dei lead is 10, and Grunstrom mishandles it. Turnover, and the ball's going right back the other way. 6 blocks, and now the 2A title game record by 2. 12 is the record in the championship games. Got a little ways to go for that one. Koerkenmeier got it up high. 3-pointer Zerlini. That one was long. And Macy Groherring with the rebound. Groherring goes up the floor, and Carson Belskis able to lay it in.
Nice job by Groherring. Her eyes were on the prize the entire time. A prototype point guard for the freshman phenom. Finds her teammate in stride. Look at that zone right now. 5 people packed inside the paint.
Amelia Beer goes up, and looked like Grunstrom might have gotten part of it, but Beer able to hit the shot anyway. Amelia Beer with 8. And then on the other hand, a tip ball that goes over the end line. 4:45 to go here in quarter number 2 as Malia Morton comes back into the game for Byron, and Britton Belskis will go to the bench.
There. 6 blocks.
And counting.
Yes, exactly.
To go along with 16 points and 9 rebounds. Ava Kulchin protects the basketball and scores over Koerkenmeier.
Yeah, you know what? Light that one up right there. That's a good job by Kulchin, using her right shoulder to shield away from Koerkenmeier and kiss that off the glass, falling away.
Also remember that Koerkenmeier picked up a foul early but hasn't gotten one since. And now the outside shooting starting to work as Julia Corti hits her second three-pointer of the game.
And not a big outside shooter, but she has 2 that you mentioned.
Grow-Herring got open for a 3, buries it.
And she can't shoot the 3. She's got a delivery of a dime and then a 3-point shot the last 2 trips.
Third three-pointer of the game for the freshman. Koerkenmeier puts it into the corner. Now back a little runner for Beer on the baseline. You know, Amelia Beer is such a key player for this team because she takes advantage of a lot of the room that Koerkenmeier gives the other players. And that is going to be a foul on Mara Cerlini, her first.
Action definitely picked up. Byron trying to hang around.
10-point lead. It was a 6-point margin at the half. Mater Dei leads by double digits.
I'm attorney Howard Ankin here with University of Illinois alumni, IO. Congratulations on having your jersey retired and a standout rookie season with Chicago.
Thanks, Howard. Congratulations on Ankin's Law 25th anniversary of helping people involved in work injuries, auto and truck accidents, and medical malpractice cases. It's great to have a friend like you who's always looking out for people.
Thanks, IO. I'm here to help, and I hope my next 25 years will be even better. Call 312-6-million. Injury law made personal. That's Ankin Law.
Want a great career? Join the Carpenters Union and be part of the next generation building our communities. With the Carpenters Union Career Connections program, high school students get a head start on the industry's leading curriculum. Learn the latest in construction technology and the many skilled crafts the Carpenters Union represents. Plus, earn as you learn. Receive a nice paycheck, health insurance benefits, and best of all, no college debt. Ask your school district to participate in the Career Connections program and get started on your future.
Mater Dei leading by 10, and right before we began the second half, Mark Kruger had a chance to catch up with Byron coach Eric Yearley.
Eric Yearley joining us right now, the head coach for Byron. Off to a slow start, but you picked it up in that second quarter offensively.
Yeah, offensively, I think we'll be fine. We know they're going to get some shot blocks. They got height, but we settled in towards the end of the second quarter. To be honest, I feel fortunate only being down 6. We made some defense adjustments at halftime, and hopefully we can get this thing tied up here pretty quick.
Yeah, the big girl Koerkenmeier, 7 of 9 from the field. What did you tell your girls as far as how to defend her here in the second half?
Well, you know, it's the first time we played against her, so it's going to take us a half to kind of figure out what she likes to do. So I think we know what she's going to do. I think everybody in the arena knows where the ball's going. We just got to figure out a way to get it out of her hands.
Mark, thank you very much. That was just the second free throw of the game for Byron. And it was their first make. Carson Belskis missed the second one. Again, when you're trailing, got to hit those free throws.
Picking up full court pressure now, 1-2-2. They got to keep the ball out in the middle. Offensively, you want to post a person in the middle. Defensively, you got to keep it out of there.
Amelia Beer down the sideline, into the lane, and missed the shot. And Koerkenmeier able to get a rebound and a bucket. She now has 10 rebounds, so she has her double-double. Now she's got to get going on the block. Well, there's one right there. So that is block number 7, and that ties her for the most blocks in this session of the state tournament. Demila Brooks yesterday for O'Fallon had 7 versus Hersey.
And she gets another one. Rejection overruled, kept that in play. And I tell you what, Byron is 8 out of 31 from 2-point land. That is the Koerkenmeier factor. It really is.
I thought I was out a little over my skis and talking about a triple-double so early, but now I'm not. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Three-pointer. Maris Serlini, her second of the game.
She's their leader, both emotional and as far as verbal, what she does, and she drains one right there.
Malia Morton, runner, and that shot was altered just by the presence of Koerkenmeier. 14-point lead for Mater Dei as we're approaching 10 minutes remaining in regulation. Let's go to Mark Kruger, shall we?
Well, Jim, it's been the Alyssa Koerkenmeier show, and she has been a well-rounded student athlete. She is a valuable member of the student council at Mater Dei, and a couple of months ago she helped in the planning and in the execution of homecoming, helped decorate the school for the entire week. So my question is, Jim, will she help in the planning and execution of the parade in Breese should they win the state title?
That is a very good question, and probably really handy to have around when it's time to hang stuff from the ceiling, too.
She understands the game so much for a sophomore.
Serlini makes a move, gets off a shot, can't hit, and Beer goes tumbling down. Corti goes tumbling down. And this foul is on Koerkenmeier, and that is just her second.
You know what? That's the first time. Easy call. She did definitely go up and over the top. She's been so well drilled and schooled on staying vertical when she blocks shots, when she gets rebounds, what have you. Does not lean in much at all and get over the top of other people.
She is also very disciplined at not lowering the ball when she gets it inside. She got lost a little bit on defense right there as Kulchin able to go to double digits in points.
Yeah, that was a great screen by Carson Belskis, little curl cut by Kulchin. That's why that basket was a really well executed play.
Corti pulls up from 8, and her shot was blocked, but she also got fouled in the process.
Byron foul charge for number 21, Malia Morton, her second personal, second team foul.
And Corti gets that foul shot to rattle around and in. Foul was on Malia Morton, her second. Corti missed the second free throw. Macy Grow-Herring came away with the rebound. Corti averages 2.7 a game. She's got 9 so far in this contest.
Bonus points. When you get somebody to step up that doesn't normally score the basketball. Good curl cut there to get Kulchin the second time down the floor.
And Kulchin, for one of the few times she's gotten it inside, was not defended by Koerkenmeier, but missed the shot. Avery Trami got down into the corner and then realized, I don't want to be here. I need to get it out of there. Koerkenmeier makes the catch, passes it out. Corti had no opening. Amelia Beard does. Misses on the right side of the iron. Macy Grow-Herring up the floor. Avery Trami got to her, altered the shot, and another miss for Byron. They've gone a little cold here late in the third quarter.
Well, Byron's got to get some transition points. They got to score some before Koerkenmeier gets down the floor.
The signal was for one shot, and Maris Serlini didn't listen to her dad, and now dad is letting her hear it.
Cool hand, Luke. What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Well,
right?
I think in fairness to Maris, she was over on the opposite side of the floor and getting to her spot, and I don't think she saw the signal from her dad that it was time to go for one shot.
That would have been the prudent thing to do with a 13-point lead. Keep the ball, right? Not let it be cut into at all. Now the Lady Tigers there will go here for one shot. They'll come out of a set play here, start with about 10 seconds.
They're down by 13.
There's 10.
And get an offensive foul, and they were looking right at Grunstrom.
Kevin Tennis, fine official on the call. Dave Sands, our official. There's the illegal screen right there. Not only did she get her hip hop, but she was moving at the same time.
Final 2 seconds, and Koerkenmeier just had it in her hands, and then had to just move it toward the basket. So that'll end quarter number 3. One more quarter to go. Mater Dei with a 13-point lead over Byron in the girls' IHSA 2A championship game. The IHSA Girls Basketball State Finals are presented by OSF Healthcare and Country Financial. So again, you know it's a big game when you have someone in the student section in a banana suit. Oakville had a banana suit person in game number 1, and they won a state championship. This is the Breese Mater Dei student section. They have the kid in the banana suit, and if Breese Mater Dei can hold on to this 13-point lead in the fourth quarter, the student section with the kid in the banana suit would be 2-0. I'm telling you, it's an important factor. By the way, Breese Mater Dei has set a team record for block shots in a game. They now have 12 in the game. That breaks the record that was previously held by Quincy Notre Dame, set against Breese Central back in 2012. So we continue our way through the record book. And Nick, how many is that now for Koerkenmeier individual? She needs 1 block for a triple-double in a state championship game. Already in double figures in points and rebounds. Avery Trami with the basketball for Mater Dei.
Groherring extending a little bit more now. Remember, they came out real tight in the zone. They have to extend just a little bit more now, with time becoming a factor for the first time in the afternoon.
By the way, Nick Pinto is our stats. I've worked with Nick for a number of years. I can't do anything without him, but I have to tell you, Nick was very excited today. There's Koerkenmeier with a pass inside and 2 more. Nick was very excited when the Romeoville High School pep band was playing Hit Me With Your Best Shot, the Pat Benatar song. Nick has been ecstatic all year because Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo finally made their way into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So
there you go.
It's a big year for Nick Pinto. Little runner, and Grunstrom had that knocked out of her hand. She's looking for the foul call, will not get it, but Byron will keep the basketball, and the situation is now getting critical for Byron as they're down by 15.
Yeah, they'll have a baseline out of bounds play, some screen-to-screener action. They need an easy bucket, then they got to get into a full-court defense.
Malia Morton came up with it on a rather odd-looking inbound play.
Yeah, she reestablished herself. She stepped from out of bounds and ended up with the ball back in her hands, but reestablished herself.
Macy Groherring against Koerkenmeier, passed it off, and then Kulkin unable to hit the shot. And again, you saw just the factor that Koerkenmeier is just by being there. Is Macy Groherring didn't even try to shoot that.
Throw it up.
Avery Trami is trying to reset the offense, and she was fouled by Macy Groherring.
I said throw it up. They did. They threw it inside to the post. And then very intelligently and unselfishly, Koerkenmeier threw it back out. And that was probably a 5 or 6 pass possession before the foul. Selfless basketball right now by Mater Dei.
Beautiful pass and an easy bucket for Koerkenmeier. She now has 22 points.
Amelia Beard delivering the dime
to go along with 10 rebounds and 9 blocks. And, okay, so is that a team rebound or is that a rebound? Well, Koerkenmeier never took possession, so it'll be a team rebound.
You know, there's a lot of people that impact the game with their scoring, impact the game with their defense, impact the game with their assists. Watch the impactful there right underneath. Really solid pass. And look at that. Unselfish. She points right to her teammate, right? Always point to the assist because I don't score if you don't give me the basketball. And great scorers recognize that.
Remember, coming up this evening, we will have the 3A and 4A girls championship games for you. Corti looking to feed it inside, nothing there. Avery Trami from the foul line puts that in.
How sweet was Trami on that one. A shot fake, show me some leather, straighten out the defender, then split a double team, and soft jumper inside for the finish.
Ella Grunstrom got off balance, had to put it up in the air, and Morton got the ball back. Carson Belskis drives in on Zerlini, a little bit out of control, and Zerlini is going to get called for the foul on that one. That'll be her second. A little bit unfair that she gets it, but she was moving. She was going down, maybe off of a little contact, but when you're moving, you're going to get called for the foul.
And she got up and said, ow, I heard her say it. That one hurt because she went flying in right by our camera, right into the table on the baseline.
Carson Belskis on the line. Only 4 free throws in the game for Byron. Only 8 free throws by everybody else in the game, with the exception of Koerkenmeier, who has 6 free throws on her own. And again, we may not get to the bonus for either team through this entire game.
Belskis splits the 2, her and her sister. Britton, senior. Carson, a sophomore.
Corti back to Trami. And now Amelia Beer. Beer feeds Koerkenmeier. Feeds back out of the post. Corti for 3. Rattles in and out. Grunstrom with the basketball. Corner of the lane. Kulchin can't get it to go. Koerkenmeier just continues to pile up the rebounds.
That's 11.
Corti thought about it for a second and thought, you know what, wait a minute, we're up by 17 points here. What a feed to Trami. Koerkenmeier, one of the few times we've seen her put it on the floor after getting it, got the rebound and then gets a taste of her own medicine from Grunstrom. But there's a foul.
I am so impressed with Craig Zerlini's team in regards to knowing what they're supposed to do. And they're supposed to play off Koerkenmeier every time they're down the floor. Now, that doesn't mean she gets every shot. That means they play off of her, make the defense respect her, which they do, and then play off of that and find other players available. And they're so selfless. I know I've used that term a couple times, but it really does show their selflessness on the court.
Missed the second free throw. Zerlini got the rebound and was fouled by Macy Grow-Herring.
So the last time they were in the state finals, since then they've been to 5 supers. And this one they're going to be in the state championship and maybe more.
And we will get a timeout called by Craig Zerlini. Meanwhile, for Mater Dei, the farthest they've ever gone in a state basketball tournament for the girls in 1991, they got to the single A super sectionals. The last state championship for Breese Mater Dei, boys golf.
Got it.
2018, they were the 1A state champions. Somebody once told me that there's no IHSA event where the pressure is higher than the state golf tournament. And I didn't really understand that until one of my kids played high school golf. And I mean, you think about it, the sport of golf, you're out there by yourself, really. I mean, coach can't call timeout for you if things are going poorly. You just got to figure it out as you go along. So I kind of go along with that idea that of the most pressure-packed situations that there are, high school golf might be. There's a good look at the Romeoville High School band. You see the drummer for the band right there? Romeoville High School has one of the most outstanding percussion departments of any high school in Illinois. They have a drum line that is unbelievable. That's Clark Anderson, the band director there, wearing the headset.
They've done a great job rocking the house here this morning / this afternoon.
Very good playlist, including Carry On, My Wayward Son. Koerkenmeier gets the feed coming in, had it knocked away, got it back.
Triple team.
Corti will drive the baseline and then had it taken away by Britton Belskis. 4:49 to go. Macy Grow-Herring up the floor. Yet another block. That time it was Amelia Beer. A record-setting performance in blocks today as a team by Mater Dei, along to go with the individual block record set by Koerkenmeier. And Byron might lead the tournament in skate saves.
Craig Zerlini's team all over the rim protecting it. See the run out and not giving up on the play. Really solid block, using her left hand as to not foul. Fundamentally sound and great hustle by Amelia Beer.
And that block by Amelia Beer sets a new record for blocks in a state championship game at 14.
Just unbelievable rim protecting.
Grow-Herring picks up the foul. And right now, Craig Zerlini looking up at that clock and saying, 4:29? The last time I looked up, it said 4:31. And that was 10 minutes ago.
18-point lead, but I flat out guarantee you he doesn't. You know, when you're coaching, you have no idea that you're up by that much. You're just caught up in the moment and the speed of the game.
And almost that 10th block. And Carson Belskis goes down hard, but able to get back up. That foul was on Maris Zerlini. This would have been a triple-double if Koerkenmeier had been able to get an arm on it.
But that's just how you can be impactful without getting the block. Just your length and your presence. I always talk about being a visual deterrent defensively. And that's really a good term, visual deterrent, because you don't need to pressure the ball. You sometimes, if you're in good position defensively, you will deter the offense from coming into your area and attacking the basket.
That foul, by the way, was the 7th team foul on Mater Dei. That is the first time today any team has been in the bonus. And then we get a dual possession, and the arrow is facing in favor of the Byron Tigers.
Ava Colton just continues to play hard. She's been frustrated today. She comes in averaging over 16 points a game. Has not really gotten on any kind of roll, but she continues to play hard for her team. We is quite the competitor. Again, a 3-sport athlete: basketball, golf, and soccer.
Carson Belskis back into the game. Macy Grow-Herring was crossing the lane, and Trami fouled her as Grow-Herring was coming across the lane.
Foul charge to number 2, Avery Trami, her second personal, 5th team foul.
4:14 to go. Ava Kulchin, that's just kind of the way the day has gone for Byron right there.
Yeah, she has had a frustrating day. It has all started with Koerkenmeier being so impactful. And I tell you what, Byron's shot is shooting 26% from the game. Only 38 points, because everything's either been rushed or blocked or been impacted by length.
Britton Belskis went to the bench with that 3rd foul, and now Morton back into the game for Byron, and that'll be a reach-in on Carson Belskis, and that's number 4 on Carson.
And she just was frustrated right there. They're tired. She reached in. She was beaten off the bounce. Corti put that on the floor. That was just a frustration foul.
Julia Corti able to knock one into the foul line. Julia Corti's had a nice game today, 11 points. Midway point of the 4th quarter. An 18-point lead for Mater Dei. And Macy Grow-Herring able to get a bucket. And that'll bring up a timeout by Eric Early. 3:55 to go. Mater Dei trying to finish off their first state championship in girls basketball.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by OSF Healthcare. With hospitals, outpatient clinics, urgent care facilities, and virtual care on demand, OSF Healthcare has many care options for you.
You're busy. Like, really busy. You crush it, though. You don't ever clock out. The job just changes. But you wouldn't trade it for anything. Nothing makes you smile quite like their smile. At OSF Healthcare, we want you to be the best you possible, to work on your schedule, and to make your life just a bit easier. We are here for the little things and the big things, and all of life's journey. OSF Healthcare, your life, our mission.
You could just see the fire and you could smell it. That was a big reality, like it's probably going to take our home. We called Country Financial. They were just so amazing.
My mindset is, what if it was my home that was gone? What would I do? What would I need?
Country Financial showed up for us every second of the way.
Mater Dei trying to join Oakville as state champions crowned today here at Illinois State. Elena Krause had 21 for Oakville as they won the girls 1A title. And tonight, we will bring you the 3A and 4A girls championship games. We'll crown a total of 4 champions today. That was Oakville winning their first state title since 2000. So, first game tonight is Lincoln trying to finish off an undefeated season against a very balanced Nazareth club that's only lost once so far this year. And then in the 4A championship game, boy, the teams in 4A have just been beating each other up. I mean, it doesn't matter what your record is, you're in for a fight. And we have 2 7-loss teams, O'Fallon and Bennett, that have fought their way into that state championship game. They're both outstanding teams, but one of the things about 4A, especially because most of the teams are from the Chicagoland area, they all play each other all season, so the records aren't as gaudy as the records of the teams downstate. And after the miss, Koerkenmeier commits the foul, and that is her third. Now, here's the thing. She needs 1 block for a triple-double. But in all likelihood, Byron's going to be jacking threes most of the time, so she might have to get it on a rebound and a putback if she gets it.
They're going to spread some floor, work some clock, unless they get a wide open look. Clock's their best friend right now.
I'm going to bet Mara Cerlini does not shoot another 3 like we saw her do at the end of the half. And that's going to be a foul on Ella Grunstrom, her second. And you can tell the Byron girls are starting to get a little bit frustrated.
And you go back to that 3A game real quick. How about those 2 teams, Lincoln and Nazareth, 70-1 combined?
Right.
70-1. Are you kidding me?
Free throw missed by Amelia Beer. 3:17 to go. Macy Grow-Herring, a 3. That one was short. Morton got the rebound. Carson Belskis, she'll try a 3 and make it.
Good job on a missed 3 because the defense goes in to get a rebound. One of the best times to get a 3-point shot is being at the arc on an offensive rebound.
7 3-pointers for Byron. Koerkenmeier had a shot blocked. And that gets a big reaction out of the Byron crowd. And Carson Belskis hits the deck. Her shot was blocked, but she was also fouled by Zerlini.
Zerlini at 6 foot sophomore, coach's daughter, ran the floor, but really playing hard right now is Carson Belskis. Look at that ball. There's Tromby throwing it back up there. And a nice block rotating in and getting her opportunity was Grunstrom right there.
Carson Belskis 4 out of 6 from the line in this game. 9 points total. Well, they've gotten 5 points against none given up the last 2 trips. Byron, by the way, is on an 8-0 run, and they're down by 10. So hold on a little bit here. Foul in the backcourt.
And if you're going to finish this, always nice to keep track of free throws the last 2.5, 3 minutes of a game, because that's how you would seal a deal. We'll see how Mater Dei does at the free throw line to try to finish this one off.
Well, to slow down the game, Byron is going to have to foul, and there's been a bit of a struggle at the foul line for Mater Dei, but here's the problem. Groherring has 4, Britton Belskis 3, Carson Belskis 3, Kulchin has 3. And they have to leave those players on the floor because that's all their scores, but they have to foul too to get the game to slow down. Ava Kulchin, there it is, triple-double in a state championship game for Alyssa Koerkenmeier.
It's hard to believe she averages 8 points a game coming into this tournament, because she has been unbelievable in all areas of the basketball game.
And that one was right at the feet of Alyssa Koerkenmeier, so a turnover. 2:23 to go. Mater Dei's lead is 11. If Byron can score here, it will be a single-digit deficit. There's the numbers, 23 points, 12 rebounds, and now 10 blocks. Macy Groherring for 3. That was blocked, I think. Nick Pinto is telling me maybe not blocked, so we'll have to go to the official score. But here it is, 10 blocks to complete the triple-double.
She's so fundamentally sound.
You know how hard it is to get a triple-double in a 32-minute game? That's why you don't, and that is going to be on Grunstrom, and that is her third. That's why you don't see a lot of triple-doubles in high school basketball, is just because the game is so relatively short. It's hard. You don't even see very many in college, and those are 40-minute games. But to get a triple-double in a 32-minute game, and Alyssa actually did it in a little more than 29. That's an amazing feat.
There they go. They're extending the lead at the free throw line. That's how you finish a ball game.
Back to a 13-point margin. It's score every time you have the ball now for Byron. Threes would be handy. Morton open for a 3. They left her wide open to take it, missed it, and a rebound by Zerlini.
They do not need to be in attack mode whatsoever. They want to go out and extend the floor, create more space so they negate trapping opportunities.
And if that's on Groherring, she's out of the game. No, the foul will be on Kulchin, and that's her 4th.
Byron foul charge to number 22, Ava Kulchin, her 4th personal. Avery Trump at the line.
Yeah, free throw shooting has been a little bit of a struggle for Mater Dei, but it does not look like it's going to matter. Well, there's this picture that tells you a lot. Look at the coach. I think coach is relaxed over there.
You're about to win a state title. You got your knees crossed, leaning back. It's been a little bit of a picnic in this 13-point game.
And obviously now it is time to just weave and run clock for Mater Dei as their students and parents come to their feet. It will be the first state championship for Breese Mater Dei girls basketball. And there will be a discussion about who committed the foul first here. Let's see. And the official ruling is the foul is on Ella Grunstrom. That is her 4th.
Really good job by Mater Dei taking care of the basketball, spreading the floor, negating any kind of trapping opportunities. And Coach Craig Zerlini thinks he's won the basketball game.
Both coaches are going to empty the benches and get all their players into the game, or at least as many as they can. Mara Zerlini makes the free throw. This is very interesting. The Byron seniors who are coming into the game are in tears because they know it's over, but they've got to come into the game. And Alyssa Koerkenmeier leaves the floor after putting up a triple-double in the state championship game.
And what a really neat picture. There was a Byron player and a Mater Dei player both checking in. and they both were crying and hugging each other. The two opponents hugging each other going into the game. The emotion of high school basketball.
Well, because remember, for most high school players, if you're a senior, this is it. We talk so much about the players who are going to go on and play at the next level, but the fact of the matter is most of them don't. So for the seniors on the floor right now, there's a ton of them, this is it. All that work, all that grade school basketball, travel basketball, and this is the end. Stolen away by Koerkenmeier, a senior for Mater Dei.
See if they dribble it out or both teams continue to play it out.
Fed into the lane and able to finish is Alexis Campworth, another senior.
So awesome. Senior comes in and gets a bucket.
Eric Yearley has some more players to get into the game, and he'll get an opportunity here.
Both coaches have done a great job substituting, being very conscious of getting these student athletes into the basketball game.
Michaela Freeland is on the foul line. So now I think Eric Yearley has done an amazing job. I think he's gotten every one of his players into a state championship game. Madison Winkler, a junior, is going to come in, and that allows Julia Corti, a senior, to get the applause of her classmates and the Mater Dei parents.
A really good officiating job by Amanda Coaches, who waited to, instead of giving the basketball to the free throw shooter,
right,
she waited to let the player come in.
Yep. And they didn't need to do that, by
No.
the way. That's situational awareness by the officials. And they stopped the game to get
Good
one
timeout
more
there, yes.
in. Yeah, there. That is it. And that's Gina Baker, a sophomore, that comes in. And Abby Mosier, a sophomore, goes out. But that, you know, for everybody who criticizes officials, that was an awesome job right there of understanding time and place and situation. Hats off to the officials.
Kevin Tennis was the one that did that.
Every player in a uniform got to say they played in a state championship game. The smiles starting to appear on the faces of the Mater Dei players as for the first time in the history of the school, the Breese Mater Dei girls claim a state championship. They beat Byron by a final score of 62-46. 7 losses in the regular season, but they're the last team standing in 2A. And in the process, they set a state record, 15 blocks by the entire team, the most of any team in a state final claim or state final game, regardless of class.
They played a complete basketball game in every facet. They understood their roles. They played through the abilities of Koerkenmeier. They shoot 56% from the floor. They win the rebound battle as well. They played solid defense. Byron, an outstanding basketball team. Mater Dei, the best team on the floor this morning.
And a testament to getting hot at the right time. They lost to O'Fallon back on January 21st. They won their next 2, and then they lost to Oakville on February 1st. But since then, they have run the table. And there are no more games to play. Let's go to Mark Kruger. Mark?
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Hold on a second. Let me get on my tippy toes here. Alyssa Koerkenmeier, obviously a tremendous effort here. A triple-double, 23 points, 14 rebounds, 10 block shots. Did you realize you had a triple-double?
Not until the fan section came out. I didn't even realize. But that felt great. That was amazing.
The 10 blocks is a 2A Finals state record. Your response to that?
That's crazy. I mean, I didn't expect that coming into this game. I didn't know what to expect, but I had a good feeling, and obviously it worked.
Yeah. So let me ask you, what do you enjoy most? Blocking shots, rebounding, or scoring?
Probably blocking shots. That really gets the momentum, the energy in the gym, like, pumped up. So that's probably my favorite.
How about going into the state championship game? Byron, you knew was going to be a tough opponent. What did you guys talk about in the locker room?
We knew it was going to be a hard battle, but as long as we came out with more intensity, more hustle, more communication, we were going to pull it out. So
let me ask you, I know there's a lot of young ladies out there playing basketball. What is the key to being a good shot blocker without committing a foul?
You just got to stay straight up. I always try to watch where they're going. I anticipate where they're going and just stay straight up. Get in their face.
How are you guys going to celebrate tonight?
Oh, it's going to be a long night. Don't you worry. I don't even know. It's crazy.
Congratulations to you. All right, let's bring in Coach Zerlini. And, Coach, first off, congratulations. First trip downstate. You get it done. This is a special group of young ladies, isn't it?
Unbelievable group. They played for Jesus on the court tonight and focused on him alone, and the end result is what you see here.
I have to ask you took over for Dave Conan, who coached for 32 years. A special man, and he's a part of this as well, isn't he?
Absolutely. I mean, I told him before when I took this, it's like if I can do half as good of a job as he did, then I'm going to be successful. So, let
me ask you, during the middle of the season, you guys lost 4 of 5. Was there a certain point that turned it around, or that you thought, hey, we got something special here?
Actually, no. Our strength of schedule is one of the toughest in the state. Yeah. We lost to Oakville, who just won it. We lost to O'Fallon, who's playing in this, and a couple other Alton teams. So there was really never just a switch. It was just more of a gradual maturity from the team.
Coach, congratulations. Thanks for stopping by. Go celebrate.
Thank you.
All right, Jim Blaney, back to you.
Mark, thank you very much. And for the presentation of the medals and the trophies for Class 2A, let's go to stadium announcer Mike Songaroff.
An at-large member, Katie Caslett of Dunlap from Division 4. From Division 5, Mike Castleman of Stanford Olympia. From Division 3, Ron Lear of Plainfield North. From Division 7, Todd Rogers of Carterville. And at-large member Todd Shergen of Chicago De La Salle. And the board-appointed treasurer, Dr. Scott Adrian of Dunlap. At this time, meet the Tigers of Byron High School, who finished the 2022-23 season in second place with a final record of 34 wins and 3 losses. First, meet the superintendent of Byron High School, Buster Barton. Principal, Jay Mullins. Athletic Director, Jim Kahn. Athletic Trainer, Mark Robinson. Head Coach, Eric Yearley. Assistant Coach, Brian Cease. Assistant Coach, Danielle Myers. Manager, Kalia Dale. Number 3, Lainey Martini. Number 4, Macy Groharry. Number 5, Sydney Smith. Number 10, Kayla Denler. Number 11, Bridget Belskis. Number 12, Carson Belskis. Number 13, Ella Grunstrom. Number 14, Jaden Polskill. Number 15, Macy Stoddard. Number 20, Skylar Holmgren. Number 21, Malia Morton. Number 22, Ava Kolchin. Number 23, Michaela Friedland. Number 25, Meredith Jones. Number 31, Gina Baker. Number 34, Bryn Green. And number 35, Abby Moser. At this time, please meet the Lady Knights of Mater Dei High School, who finished the 2022-23 season in first place with a final record of 27 wins and 7 losses. First, meet the principal of Mater Dei High School, Dennis Litteken. Athletic Director, Brian Perks. Head coach Craig Zerlini. Assistant coach Bridget Winter. Assistant coach Terry Souter. Scorekeeper Brian Gonzalez. Statistician Marley Lepker. Statistician Aubrey Wilburn. Statistician Nev Kramer. Number 2, Avery Trami. Number 3, Maris Zerlini. Number 4, Emma Eversgerd. Number 5, Madison Winkler. Number 10, Cora Meyer. Number 11, Madison Eversgerd. Number 12, Carissa Lidikin. Number 13, Julia Corti. Number 15, Alexis Campworth. Number 20, Addison Ringwald. Number 22, Sam Muscarello. Number 23, Lily Butler. Number 24, Ryan Becker. Number 32, Amelia Beer. And number 33, Alyssa Koerkenmeier. At this time, will Coach Yearly and the captains from Byron High School please step forward to receive your Class 2A second place trophy. Attention Byron fans, tonight beginning at 5 p.m. please meet at the Circle Drive to celebrate the team. On Tuesday at 2:15 there will be a community and district assembly at the high school. Now will Coach Zerlini and the captains from Mater Dei High School please step forward to receive your 2023 Class 2A State Championship trophy. Mater Dei fans, tonight at 6:30, the Welcome Home Parade begins in St. Rose and concludes at the high school.
What a finish for the Mater Dei Knights, and they ended with a state championship in Class 2A, their first girls basketball championship in the history of the school. Here's the Country Financial Player of the Game. Find out why over 1 million families let us protect their lives and livelihoods. Visit countryfinancial.com for more info. Mark, 23 points, 14 rebounds, 10 blocks. I would say that's a player of the game.
I think Alyssa Koerkenmeier may have impacted this state championship game in a plethora of ways. Really a special player. Going to be fun to follow her in a career. But right now, she gets to enjoy with her teammates a state championship.
For the semis and the finals, she had 44 points and 26 rebounds. That's the way to finish it off. This finishes this session of the state basketball championships. Later on this evening, we will be back. We will have the 3A championship game. Lincoln will come into that game undefeated and try and finish up an undefeated season. And then later this evening, it's O'Fallon against Bennett in the 4A championship. For Mark Kruger and for Mark Lindo, Nick Pinto on our stats and our entire team, I'm Jim Blaney. Thanks so much for joining us. We now take you back to the studio one last time.
The IHSA Basketball State Finals are brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs. And by ISU. Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
There are more than 20,000 ways to experience Illinois State.
Hey, what's up? You ready to go to class?
What kind of Redbird will you be? Hi. your legacy at Illinois State University.
Get 11% off your next remodel with new cabinetry from Menards. Cardell cabinets come ready to install and feature a modern look that will surely add elegance to any room. Right now, all Cardell cabinets are 11% off. Continue your renovations with Shaw Flooring. We stock a huge selection of durable laminate flooring, luxurious carpet, and waterproof vinyl plank. Timber Ridge vinyl plank flooring is only $279 per square foot. After 11% off, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This former Fighting Illini star and Chicago rookie standout only needs one name.
Nah, I just work hard, Howard, and the fans respond. You know what that's like.
Come on, Io. I work hard for my clients, too. I just don't get the cheers.
If you need help with a car, ride share, truck, or workers' comp case in Champaign, Chicago, or anywhere in between, call my friend Howard at 312-6-million. Hey, what's that? What's that what I hear?
Injury law made personal. That's Aiken Law.
That is one way to celebrate your first championship in program history. Mater Dei gets it done against Byron 62-46 to claim the 2A championship. Their first ever as a girls basketball team, the fourth in the school's history for any of the programs that play there. A historic performance on the court today for Mater Dei. I'm Darius Joshua. She's Lauren Withrow. Alyssa Koerkenmeier with a triple-double with blocks, the most blocks in a 2A game, the most blocks in a state tournament in any class, and the most blocks in a state tournament game of any class as well. Just a historic performance for the sophomore.
Center Alyssa Koerkenmeier established her presence down low early and didn't let up. And the rest of the Lady Knights supported her. They found great ways to get the ball inside, and they had a really strong supporting defensive effort that held Byron to just 29% shooting as well.
Yeah, so that's 2 games in the books, 2 champions on the court for Mater Dei, and earlier in Oakville, 2 more champions to come in Class 3A and Class 4A. Lincoln and Nazareth get things started at 5:30. An undefeated Lincoln team trying to win their first ever championship. And then O'Fallon and Bennett close out the day in Class 4A. We thank you for watching the first 2 championship games in girls basketball as 2 teams will lift the trophy early, 2 more to lift the trophy later today in Class 3A and 4A. Come back for us. We are back on the air at 5:30. See you then.